everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to be playing with the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette again. I did a look with it a couple days ago. Yeah, about a couple days ago. And I liked it. I played with mostly the pink and the purpley shades. Although I did throw the blue on. But I played with these here. Now I did swatch this whole palette. And I do like this palette, like I said in that video. And I do feel like this is one of Too Faced better palettes that they've produced in a while. Okay? I still stick to all of that. But let's get started. So the first shade I'm going to go into is Holy Cannoli. And it's this peachy shade right here. We're going to start with it. I will say that by playing with this, this is a very powdery eyeshadow formula. For sure, you could possibly get a good bit of fallout. So take with that what you want. You may or may not want to do your eyes first. You may want to go in with a very light hand, tap off your brush, whatever it is you may want to do. Today we're going to be playing with more of the orangey colors, peachy orangey colors, because I'm curious about those ones. Now, let me say that I set my eyes with just a translucent powder because I find that it's easier for me to blend, right? Because I'm a beginner. But by doing that, it may not give me the pigment payoff that I am looking for. You know what I mean? And I will say with some of these shades, if you used a lighter eye base, you might bring more color. Well, it would bring more color. I will say that too. Now, I personally liked the look that I created the first time a lot. I really did. And I really do like this look. However, I can also achieve looks like this using other palettes and not have to work as hard or worry about fallout, to be honest. And I will say that I'm trying, well, I don't know. I guess I'm saying that the palette's good, but I don't think you need it. It could be an unpopular opinion. Because the thing is it's good. It is. But it's nothing revolutionary either. You know what I mean? I will say that you do have to take some time in blending them. At least I did in building. But again, it could be because I did set my primer. So I do want to put this stuff out here because after I initially did a video, I then can watch other videos, right? Because I don't want to watch something prior to me using it because it could maybe I may look at it in a different way, you know what I mean? And I don't want to do that because I want to look at it from a beginner person's, perspective, my perspective as a beginner and someone who is not a professional makeup artist in no way, shape, or form and who has no idea what they're doing. So with that said, I don't watch anything. Okay, the next shade we're going to go into is Capri Fun. Capri Fun, which is this yellow orangey shade right here. And I was watching people, doing looks, which was cool. And they were recreating really pretty looks. But I noticed that even with the colors that I had used, their colors were coming out differently than what was appearing on my eye. Now, one could be the camera setup for sure, the lighting, stuff like that. Or two could be because I do set my base and they do not. So therefore they could really build these colors up and it stuck, you know what I mean? But at the same time I would never be able to blend. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I didn't set my primer. Like I can't I just can't. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just, how I do my makeup. Everybody does their makeup differently. And I will say also that a lot of the people I watch are professional makeup artists. I do watch, some people that aren't professional, but they're still very talented at makeup. And I like makeup and I'm an enthusiast, but I'm not a makeup artist and I'm not good at it either. Like I do okay, but I'm not like good. You know what I mean? So they were getting really kind of different looks than me, but I also don't know how long it took them to build these shades up the way they did. Because, I mean, playing with color is scary anyway for a beginner, but when you start like trying to build and do all this and that, and you're getting more complicated, well, then it's going to take even longer because you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. So I was really watching them patent, and packing, and then they would blend. So I do see where they were getting the color payoff they wanted. And like I said, some did even use a lighter base. That's how why I said that to you, depending on what kind of look you were going for. But, I mean, if you got ColourPop eyeshadows, you can recreate this palette. And I'm not saying that in a negative way because in all honesty, I truly, really do like this palette. I just don't know if it's a necessity. I would say it's definitely a definite necessity for Too Faced to have it in their collection, considering a lot of their palettes I just do not like. I'm taking that same shade, Capri Fun, and running it along the lower lash line. And in all honesty, this color here is one of these colors that I generally don't like because I feel like I have a yellow undertone already, and this just sort of to me brings out my yellow undertone even more because it is like a yellow orange. However, for whatever the reason, I really do like this eye look, which I find interesting considering I usually do not. And I know that everybody, gets scared, fear of missing out. I'm the same way. I really am. I am so scared that I'm going to say no to a palette and then regret it. And I have done that before. But at the same time, there's always going to be another palette. So don't feel like you have to. Really think about it. And are these colors that you're really going to wear? Because there are a couple shades, like I said, that I like that Holy Cannoli shade. When in Rome, that hot pink. Mamma Mia. Spritz and Glitz. Lake Como. I really do like a lot of these. But I don't know that I would say run out and buy it. I do think it is great that this particular palette is in stores and able for people to get easily. We're going to go into this shade right here now, Feeling Saucy. And it's like a orangey brown, I guess. Or, yeah, it's more orangey brown than it is red brown. But it darkens up this look and really pulls the orange, I think, in. It doesn't deepen it like too dark. So it's not like a scary for me type of color, which is good. Because unfortunately, when it starts to get like that, I do get, kind of scared. But it's not like that at all. But it's just a shade I don't grab it. It's more warmer than what I'm gravitating to anymore. And that's the other thing with this palette. It is a lot warmer than shades I've been, grabbing for. Because I've really been into the cool tones, to be honest. And this is more of a warmy tone palette, which is to be expected for spring and summer. I don't know. Like, that's why I like to just do these looks and let you see them firsthand so you can see if I'm struggling, or maybe you catch something I don't see, like patchiness or something, and it's not just my opinion. And there's no editing, no fancy nothing, because I don't want to waste your money and I don't want you to waste yours. I don't want to waste your money. I can't waste your money because it's not my money. I didn't even mean to say that. I meant to say so you don't waste yours. My goodness, I need to get sleep soon. But yeah, I just feel like after really looking at this palette, playing with this palette, that it's nothing new as far, even color story, as far as like what you may have in your collection or your own stash. But it's definitely new to Too Faced. I will give them that. They definitely needed to bring something like this out because they really don't. They haven't been bringing good stuff out, or even interesting stuff for that matter. And this is quite nice, to be honest. It really is for that brand. I keep wanting to really specify that for the brand. But I mean, it's the colors just blend beautifully. They really do. Everything really does go together. I will give it that too. Okay, so now let's. All right, let me get that Capri Fun under this lash line a little bit better, because the liner I used for my waterline, top and bottom, was by ColourPop. I think it was Breeze Bay or Bay Breeze. Bay Breeze. And it's a little more peachier than I want it, to be honest, but at the same time, it kind of just looks like I'm awake. It works. We'll just put it like that. Alright, now we're going to lay the shade Cio Bellini. Why do I know this word? I don't know. This one right here is the one we're going to use. And again, like I said, with these metallic shades, they are very chunky. Very, very chunky. You will get fallout. So I would suggest spray them or lay down some sort of glitter glue, something to grip this. I am not, because I want you to see what it does without. You could also use your finger. But if you did use a brush because you didn't, care about fallout, because maybe you're doing your eyes first, it does build up. So that's nice. And these metallic shades don't look too bad on my aging eyes. They don't sit into the wrinkles too badly. You can definitely see them, but not as bad as some shadows, to be honest. I guess I'd have to say, probably agree with everybody else. The matte is where this palette has the most strength. And the color selection is where I think it has its strength too. Because it is different than what Too Faced usually launches. And I'm wondering how well this would play with other palettes too. But the other problem is that this is limited edition. And on one hand, I get it. That way they can make a new palette, bring it out. But I feel like they should have core products. Like, I don't feel like this should be limited edition. But look at that. It's a very pretty color. And it lays nicely. Like, I give it all of that. Alright. Now, we are going to take this shade Gelato, which is this, like, almost skin tone color. Ow, it pinched me. It's a matte, but it's not skin toned. It's a cream color. It's more cream than white, but it's a matte. But can you see what it just did? Like, it will highlight. If you're my skin tone, it is a nice highlighting shade for your inner corner, brow bone, all that. And that's kind of different in a sense there. Like, I do think you could create a really pretty all matte look too using this palette. That's not what I like to do with my looks, but I do know some people who do like to do all matte looks, and I think you could create one using this palette also. But look how easily that matte just, like, I wouldn't have thought that, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I would not have thought that that particular color would have done that for an inner corner. And then, essentially, by doing that, this palette now just became an all-in-one palette for me. Because that inner corner will go with almost any look you create. We're going to go into that Feelin' Saucy color, the one I used on my outer, the brown orange color, in a sense. And I'm going to line my top lash line with it. I don't know if this palette will go on sale or if it will sell out. If it went on sale, grab it. It'll be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it at 50%. Now, Sephora's getting ready to have their spring savings event, I believe. So, if you're Rogue, you get 20% off. It might still be worth it too then. At that price point. But at the same time, if you ain't got the money, don't worry about it. I'm going to line my top lash line also with the same shade. I mean, because yes, it's a good palette. But if you're not all about Too Faced to begin with, like, don't worry about it. I promise you there's going to be other palettes that release that are going to be better than this one, for sure, in the coming months. Probably in the coming weeks. You know what I mean? So, but I will say, like, it is. I still don't want to take away that it is a good palette. It's just that it is a good palette for Too Faced. We're going to go back into that Capri Fun that I used on that lower lash line to blend that out a little bit. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure both sides are even. But yeah, I think overall, I do like this look a lot. I won't deny that at all. I like the first look I did. I like this look, so this look is definitely taking me out of my comfort zone for sure. So I do like that about it. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things I like about it. I just don't want anybody to feel like they need to go get it because the reviews are in and they're so good and you know what I mean? Like, blah, 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 blah. Because, yes, the reviews are in and yes, they are good, but they're good for Too Faced, not good in an overall palette, okay? Type of thing. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes using my Surat eyelash curler. I mean, I'm glad that they've, stepped up and used a good formula and all that and create a color story that is different and interesting. But at the same time, if I was going to tell you to get a, palette, I'm going to say still go to Tarte. Look at them if you're looking for something in that, type of thing. Obviously, I do think now that Too Faced has definitely stepped it up, I do believe they're better than Urban Decay now when it comes to shadows, so I'll give them that. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex, the chocolate mascara, the brown, of course. You had to know I was going to use that with this lovely look I created. I will say this lovely mascara is now flaking on me through the day. And that would be why I do not like the original. However, the original did it from day one. This one's probably a month in and doing it. So I got a good month out of it, I guess, in a sense, before it started. The nonsense of flaking. And I do think this mascara does look good with this eye look. Actually, I think it'll look good with almost any eye look you create using that palette, but that's a preference thing because I like brown mascara. on the bottom lash line also. I wish I could find a good brown mascara like this at the drugstore, to be honest with you. But I don't think it's going to happen for me anytime soon. Alright. So this is the overall look. Using this palette. I really do like it. It's up to you whether you think it's worth it or not, how much you shall get out of it. I like the packaging. It's cute. The packaging itself, like the Italian Spritz part, it's cute. It's raised. I like the tin. I've always liked these packagings because they're good to travel with, to be honest. And it does feel, a little heavy. It feels like you're spending your money on something. It's got a nice mirror in it. The smell, Too Faced is known for their smells. Again, something else that I really enjoy. Some people may not like the smell, but I've always enjoyed the packaging and the smell from Too Faced. I think it's a signature thing for them. And then the color story. I like the color story, and I'm glad to say that the formula matches it all for once. I'm so glad to say that. However, is it worth it? Your hard-earned money, that's up to you. I will say that, was it worth it for my hard-earned money? Yes, because I was going to get it whether it was crap or not, because I like the packaging and I like the smell. And generally there's always usually a couple of shades in a palette that you're going to like, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm excited because I spent my money and I actually got something worth it this time, But, to somebody else, I can easily see why you would pass on this. 100% easily see it. So let me know. Did you get it? Are you thinking about getting it? Did you not get it? Let me know. I'm curious because it is a good palette for Too Faced, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good palette. You know what I mean? Compared to other palettes. So, but let me know your thoughts. Let me know, did you think it performed well, me using it? Maybe it didn't. Maybe you all are seeing something I'm not seeing. Like, maybe it's patchy. Maybe it didn't blend well. Although that could all be on me since I'm not a makeup artist. But you know what I'm saying. Let me know. As far as blush, bronzer, all that, let me go through it real quick. Highlighter. I actually pulled out these lovely Too Faced. Do y'all remember these? Yeah, they're that old. They sure are. This one here is Too Faced Blonde Peach Toasted Peach. It's falling out. It's not even glued in anymore, y'all. Look at that. It fell out. That's how bad this is. And I still have so much of it left. However, I will say I do like this bronzer. I forget about it because I don't know why I do that, but I do forget about it. But I really do like this bronzer. It's nice. Then I pulled out the Too Faced Peach My Cheeks in So Peachy. Oh, great. That one. This one just completely falls out of the middle thing. So, that's nice. That's nice. And that's what I'm wearing today on my cheeks. I like this color. And then for highlighter, it's the Peach Frost and Happy Face. And I believe this is the only one. Yeah, that's still in packaging, so. But I do like these. I've always liked these, so that's why I held on to them as long as I have. They still smell like a peach. After all these years, they still perform very nicely. So I have no problems with them there. I set my face with the Peach Perfect setting powder. And what else? Lip is Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Bond Girl and lipstick in Bond Girl. Foundation. What is that one? Oh, the Lancome Tint Idol, whatever. That's my foundation. And the concealer is the same. A little sample one. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that we're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.